Now comes the most important part that many of us don't do. We believe once we have planned something, it will happen on its own. It won't. We need to take action. So life is not a spectator sport. You and me can enjoy a football match. But truly, if I want to be a football star, I can't be clapping on the galleries without jumping into the game and playing the game. So life is a contact sport. Life is all about action. Doing action, right? So this is exactly what life is, an action sport. Stop wondering and get into your game. I find a lot of people like this. They have a great idea in the head. They think deeply about that idea in their head. They see themselves plan how to achieve that in their head. They see themselves taking action and failing again in the head. And then they do nothing about it in the head. So everything's happening as an intellectual exercise. Fundamentally, the only way to achieve something is going and act around it, act on it. And let me tell you, when you act on it, you will fail. That's the reality of life. But as you fail, you will learn. And as you learn, you will make the progress that is required. So motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you going. We talked about the 3 human qualities which are required to change. The quality of humility, to accept, I need to get better. The quality of courage, to accept that I need to move out of my comfort zone, feel that pain, because without the pain, I'm not going to make any progress. And third, the quality of discipline. So let me give you a sad news that there are no magic pills to achieve success. The escalator to success is also under repair. It is never going to be repaired anytime soon. The only way to achieve big goals is through something known as a small win theory, and that is by incremental steps on a consistent basis over a period of time. So that's why what are we talking about? Weekly actions, one step at a time, week on week on week. And Robin Sharma said this so beautifully. Small, consistent wins over a period of time lead to a tsunami of results. And there's also a one-person theory, and the one-person theory says, can you and me make a commitment to get better by 1% in the area that we want to get better in on a weekly basis? 1%. I've really seen anybody say, Pawan, it's not possible. 1% is certainly within the realms of possibility. But imagine, if I can improve by 1% every week, I have improved by at least 52% in a year. So 1% growth a week over a long period of time can make you grow big time. And that is a small win theory. And from there, I won't play this video, we need to come to the high impact actions that we need to take on a weekly basis. So what do? We have a goal. We break the goal into a monthly goal. Why not? Why do we only not keep a yearly goal? Because there's a fundamental concept. I love this concept. It says, further the goal, less the motivation to achieve it. 5-year goal, curling in aya. 1-year goal, what time hai? 1 month goal, boss, it is there. So unless you don't create an urgency around the goal that you are wanting to achieve, and that is why it is important to have monthly goals, and towards that monthly goal, because you know by the end of the month whether you have won or failed, right? So what are we doing here? We are creating a monthly goal, but we are creating weekly actions, high impact actions, which are going to support us in achieving that goal. And these high impact actions are connected to our strategy, our milestones. Now, how do you create this weekly high impact action? Very clearly, write down your goal, focus on your goal, because you need to, in this world of confusion that we are living in, we forget what is more important to us. So every week, you need to get touch in connection with the goal that you have decided are the most important goals for you. So put that goal in front of you, say, okay, goal number 1. Then find out what the strategy, where are you in the milestone, where are you in that strategy? Write down, what is my milestone that I have to achieve by the end of the month? Then write down the action that you are going to take this week that will support you in achieving that milestone at the end of the month. Now, this is a checklist that I've given you to find out whether you have created high impact goal or not. 1, it should be clearly stated with a measure. I will go and exercise 5 times a day for 1 hour in the gym. Very clearly stated, right? 5 times, 1 hour. Measurable, challenging but achievable. So go beyond your comfort zone. If you have been doing 4 days, or if you have been doing 5 days before, 1 hour, I will do for 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes, or 3 times I will do for 1.5 hours. Remaining 2 days I will do for 1 hour. So stretch beyond what you are doing last week or maybe last month, because in this stretch your muscles get built up. Secondly, have a specific time and day to as a deadline. So I will do it next week every day. So it's very specific day and time every day. Or you may say 3 times a day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I will do the gym. On Tuesday and Thursday, I will do yoga. So it has to have a very specific timeline, day and time. Connected to a goal and your strategy, please check this, because many times we start doing those actions which come to us from nowhere, which are not connected to what's most important in our lives. And we have already done that work of identifying the goal that I want to achieve by December 2021. So keep identifying. Now, somebody asked me this question, and a very relevant question. They asked me, how much time should we spend? Because there's so much to do, no? How much time do we need to spend? Or is there a benchmark for it? So I said 20% of the time that you spend in working. I'm not talking about the time when you sleep. 20% of the time you must spend on focused work towards the most important goal that you want to achieve. Because if you do not spend 20% of your time, you are never going to achieve it. And then you're going to be sorry about it. Also in the real world, 20% is an achievable percentage. If I tell you 80% of your time, you say you've got off your rockers, man. इतना और काम होता है यार, घर का भी तो काम है, वाइफ का भी तो काम है, बॉस का भी तो काम है, ये कहाँ 80% निकालूंगा मैं? And that's not feasible, and nor is it required, because in this world that we are in, there are so many things. I call them the most important goals, mix and pigs, pretty important goals. So there will be so many pigs available that you need to do, but 20% time you can do focused work on achieving your big goals. It is enough for you to achieve great success in life. The last point is by far the most important point, that is, how do I have to identify the desired outcome? If I say that I'll go to the gym 3 times a week and work for 1 hour, it does not give me an outcome that I want to achieve. It must state, while I work for 1 hour in the gym 3 times a week, I must burn 500 calories minimum. Most of us make our actions without the outcome. And because we haven't stated the outcome, we do not know whether we have won or lost. This is some statement that I make. Make a list of 10 potential clients. So this is from a professional context. Make a list of 10 potential clients by Thursday. Now this is the input, what you are going to do. Now the outcome is what? And identify 3 whom I will meet the week after. Because if you make a list of these 10 potential clients who are important to you, but you do not make an outcome of what should happen at the end of your intellectual interaction with those list of clients, you would have gone through those lists without having achieved it. Or walk 3 times next week and cover 10,000 steps each time. So an outcome is very important for actions. most of us have been taken for a ride by our juniors because they come and tell you all the actions that they are going to take but without outcomes. क्या करोगे अगले हफ्ते? सर आई विल गो एंड मीट माय क्लाइंट्स. अच्छा भाई क्या हुआ? सर मैं मिल लिया. कितनों को मिला? 5 को मिल लिया. क्या हुआ? सर हुआ कुछ नहीं सर. So if I have to say I meet 5 clients and I'll move 2 of them to the next discussion of the sales process. Now it becomes an outcome focused, and you are not only measuring the quantity or the quantitative element of the goal, but the qualitative element also, because the outcome will give me the qualitative outcome, content of the action that I